Hi everyone, so today we are going to be making a sopapilla cheesecake. Delicious, creamy, yummy sopapilla cheesecake. I'm going to show you how to make it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to grab our spray and we're going to spray our pan. Because you don't want it to stick too bad, it's hard to get out. Do a liberal amount. Next thing you're going to want to do is grab your crescent rolls. Typically you keep them in the fridge before you start baking because if you leave them out they're going to get stuck to the inside and they're hard to work with. So we're going to grab our spray again and we're going to spray down our surface so it doesn't stick. This stuff is good for holidays, family gatherings, well, anytime. So we're going to grab our crescent rolls and we're going to spread it out on the counter or whatever surface you've chose to use. And we're going to squish it down because you want to use it to make a layer on the bottom of your pan. This is what your cheesecake is going to sit at. Go ahead and pinch those rips together. Your cheesecake doesn't come out the bottom of it. And try and keep it in one piece as much as you can. Alright, we're going to pick it up, set it in the bottom of our pan, like so. And you're going to make it so it sticks about halfway up the side of your pan. It'll stick to your fingers too. Just keep moving it up until you get it about halfway up and try and keep your inside squished together. Now if you don't have enough, you can grab another can of your crescent rolls and use that to fill in the gaps that you weren't able to put together. You don't want it to be too thin. Keep squishing it in there. I'm going to step over and preheat your oven to about 350 degrees. My oven's broken. Alright, so I'm going to grab another can of crescent rolls because I can't get it to quite reach the middle. And you're going to want that so it sits inside of it. I'm going to go ahead and grab another can. You're going to want to have 4 cans at least for spare parts. It's like a Frankenstein cheesecake. Alright. Grab our spare can. Now, as I said, keep it in the fridge for as long as you can because it's easier to work with. Open this sucker up. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this to fix the sides of it. Put it in there and squish it down. Now after you get your crust in, you're going to want to put it in the oven at 350 for about 7 minutes to cook your bottom crust until it's golden brown or to your preference. We're just going to keep squishing until we get it the way we want it to. Squish, 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 squish. Squish, 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 squish. Use a little bit more. Squish, squish. Alright, well, I think that's good. You want to take a look at it and just see that it's about halfway up and pinched together. That way your stuff doesn't come out the bottom. Now we're going to throw this in the oven for about 5 to 7 minutes on 350 to cook the bottom. And we'll start on our filling. Remember to wash your hands in between. Keep those nasty germs away. Go ahead and get the trash out of the way. And we're just going to set this crescent roll aside for later while we make our filling. Clean off your counter. This stuff can get pretty messy once you start mixing it up. That cream cheese likes to fly all over the place. But at least it'll taste good. Alright. Now leave your cream cheese out for a bit, that way it softens up. It makes it easier to work with and won't stick to your mixer as much. If I can get it open. There we go. I'm going to let 4 8-ounce containers of cream cheese. Lots and lots of cream cheese. Packages are a bit difficult to open. Flop it right on down in your bowl. Making it hard on me today. Almost there. Alright, got it open. Go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the way. Have a good surface to work on. There we go. We're going to add a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla to this. If I can get my sugar out. Good. Grab your vanilla. About a teaspoon of this. There we go. We're going to go ahead and mix this a little bit. About medium-high speed, because you don't want this stuff flying all over the place. It's going to regardless, but... Alright. Stick it in there and try and get some of this stuff squished up before you throw in your eggs. While I make a mess. Sugar mixed in there and your vanilla. Scraping the sides of the bowl as you go along, get some of those chunks out. Lift it up and let it fly. Alright. As I said, it is a messy thing to work with. We're going to grab an egg. Put 1 egg in. Go ahead and mix that one in before you add your second one. I can get it back on. Creamy. Make sure you scrape the sides of your bowl. You don't want raw egg in there. Alright, we're going to add our second egg. Start mixing again. And stop intermittently to scrape the sides of your bowl with your spoon. Make sure you get everything nice and mixed in there. Stop for a minute, scrape the side of it, and get our crust out. See how we're doing. It's not quite there yet, so we're going to give it another 2 minutes. That nice golden brown color. Go ahead and scrape the side of your bowl. If I can. Right. Get all that yummy sugar and egg and vanilla mixed in there evenly. There we go. Looks good to me. Let's go ahead and set that stuff aside. Put your eggs up. Now we're going to melt our white chocolate, and you're going to want to use 8 to 10 ounces of this depending on how sweet you're going to want it to be. I like to melt it in the oven because it seems a little bit easier to me. It eliminates the chance of your chocolate burning in the microwave. But it's a preference. Go ahead and stick this in the microwave. A minute and a half while we wait for it to melt. Go ahead and grab 2 sticks of butter because you're going to want to melt a cup of it for the top of your cheesecake, which we'll get into later. Butter, butter, butter. Set that aside. Check on our crust. Looking good. Let's see how we're doing. Gonna go ahead and give that another minute. Ah! You don't want to leave your chocolate in the microwave for too long because it'll start to clump up and melt and you'll have burnt chocolate in your cheesecake, which is no good. And I'm getting it everywhere. Alright. Give that another minute or so. Clean up the mess I'm making in the process. Alright, we're getting there. It's just a waiting game. Sit there and watch your chocolate, make sure it doesn't get overdone. Check it again. That's perfect. Make sure you stir it up and get all those lumps out of there. As soon as this is melted, you're going to want to add it into your cheesecake because it'll start to solidify. Got all the lumps out, and I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and add this to our cream cheese mixture. It is a hot bowl. Alright, go ahead and get this in there. Chocolate. Just pour it all in there. Go ahead and set that aside. Go ahead and mix that in. Alright, go ahead and grab the crust out of there. There we go. That's what you want to see. Oh, turn my oven off. Just going to let that sit there and chill out for a minute. Mix in the cream cheese. And then the white chocolate. and stop for a minute, scrape the sides of your bowl. Mix it a little bit longer. Alright, that looks good. Alright. We're going to grab our cream cheese mixture and pour it into our crust. Alright. Get all this stuff in there. Fill it up. This stuff will go fast once you get it done. Just spread it out. Try and make it pretty even. That way whenever you put your cinnamon sugar and butter on top, it doesn't just sit in a crevice on top of your cheesecake. Looks even to me. Alright, clean off your surface and then you grab your crescent rolls and do the same process that you did with the bottom for the top. Squish it out like you did before. Squish, 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 squish. Alright, go ahead and put this on top. Of course, we're going to have to get some more. Go ahead and pinch it together on the sides where your cinnamon sugar and butter doesn't just flop down onto the bottom of it. Same process as before, just try and seal it up as best you can. We're going to have to grab an extra roll of crescent rolls. Alright. I always want to buy an extra can in case something goes wrong. Just going to need about a square off of this one. Some more squishing. Squish, 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 squish. I guess I didn't need that much, did I? Set it on top and squish it into your other crescent rolls. You can use the excess to fill in your gaps, as I said, so your cinnamon sugar doesn't melt into your cheesecake. use some of this to put on the sides. It may not look pretty right now, but once it comes out of the oven, it will look gorgeous and brown. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, so we're going to put that aside, get you a cup of butter or 2 sticks and melt that in the microwave. Wash my hands off real quick. Clean off the surface. Go ahead and roll these up, set them aside. You can use them later for something else. Alright. Melted butter. Oh, that's good stuff. Clog your arteries right up. And so we're going to take this butter and we're going to pour all of it on top of our cheesecake. Come here. It's a whole lot of butter. Go ahead and put that aside, and we're going to mix together our cinnamon sugar. Now you can buy it at the store, but I prefer to mix my own. And get you a cup of sugar. Cinnamon out. I'd say about a 1/4 cup. And if that doesn't look good to you, you can always add some more. And I'm making a mess. Of course, if you're not making a mess while you're baking, then it's not good. Kind of like that. Ah. That's why they have lids.
The cinnamon challenge?
Cinnamon challenge. See if we can put a spoonful of this in our mouth. That'd be entertaining, right? Get you a spoon. Mix that stuff together. Be a nice, even, light brown color. Ah! Probably should have got a bigger bowl. Alright. And like I said, they sell cinnamon sugar at the store, so if you prefer to just buy it and have it pre-mixed, then go ahead. We're just going to sprinkle this all over this cheesecake. All over it. Ha 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 ha. You don't have to use all the cinnamon sugar that you make. It kind of depends on how much you want it to taste like cinnamon. Ah. Alright. There we go. Now we're going to put it in the oven. 350 for about 30 minutes. Just check it intermittently till it's golden brown on top. It looks good to you. So, that's a sopapilla cheesecake. We're done. So, if you ever need the recipe, here you go.